Hello everybody and welcome back to Amity Bloom. My name is Nazy. I hope everyone's having a great day. Today I thought it would be super fun and really meaningful to create a journaling spread in the journal that I created for the giveaway that I'm hosting on my channel. I know I am already gifting the journal away, but I thought it would make it even more special and meaningful if I gifted a little bit of myself in the journal as well. And I wanted to film the process so that it inspired you in your journaling. So you can see here that I'm going through my scraps. I have my little scrap pile next to me, and I knew I wanted to journal about my dreams. So I grabbed that little book page. I think it's from an encyclopedia children's book, and it had a little farmhouse in a country type of environment. I'm using that as my focal point, and then I'm using scraps of paper, as you have seen me use time and time again, to create the background. And I like to do this on pages where I don't want to completely take up the whole page for journaling. Sometimes you don't have enough that happened that day, or you just don't feel like writing. This is the perfect tip. You just create kind of like a collage, give yourself some writing spaces, and that way you document your memory, but you don't necessarily have to write an essay or a paragraph. Whenever I do end up collaging a whole page in my journal spread, I like to make it a little bit more interactive. So you can see that I'm cutting out a little scrap from a vintage receipt, and I'm going to be using that as like my label where I'm going to do my journaling. And instead of just gluing down the farmhouse book page image, I'm going to make it into a pocket. So that's a really super easy and very quick way to make a page interactive. So you can see I'm gluing down that vintage receipt paper, and then of course using double-sided tape, but only on one side, the bottom. And then I'm taking some washi and I'm gluing the opposite sides to enclose the pocket. Now I love doing this when I feel like I need more pattern, more color to the collage, and I think it worked perfectly because, as you all know, I love combining my colors. So the washi, I use yellows and greens, and the complementary washi that I'm just cutting is pink, and it goes with the floral tabs and the yellow bits of paper and fabric that are peeking throughout the journal. So I think it really went well and it coordinated well together, because obviously this is going to be one of your journals and I want it to be beautiful since you're going to be looking at it. And now I'm taking some really cool washi. It's actually wallpaper that is basically washi tape. I included this in my wallpaper bloom packs. I might create one of those again, but it just makes it look as if you have a really cute little scrapbook paper on the edge. And then I decided to take that tag, since I need to fill out the pocket, and I wanted to decorate it since I don't like to leave anything blank. I'm taking a beautiful floral die cut from Maggie Holmes, a little piece of paper for my scrap pile, and some typewriter font script. Taking some more scraps from my vintage recipe papers, using that as a background since I thought there was too much pink going on, and I need to complement the pink with the cream to make the pink stand out even more, so that's a really good tip. Don't be afraid to use color, and if you are, try to complement it with creams and whites, even a black neutral, as I think that could look really cool too. So now I'm taking a little snippet of some wrapping paper. It's some really beautiful pink wrapping paper that I had in my stash, trimming off the excess, and that way you can see that it filled out the tag a little bit better, not making the pink stand out so much. And then I decided to include the little floral die cut up at the top, kind of like a little hat, except that little hat needed to be sewn, so I took it to my sewing machine and I sewed only the side and then a little bit over the words. And that tag is pretty much finished. Now I need to decorate the other page. Obviously, I want to create and continue the collage to spread out. And as I was looking through my scrap pile, I found this cute little journaling card that I got from some Happy Mail. And you have a perfect glimpse of me struggling my little heart out trying to get that little piece of paper. The troubles of having short nails. Moving on to the other page, you can see I have that gorgeous and probably my favorite floral wrapping paper ever. I picked it up from a thrift store actually, and I almost had a heart attack when I saw it. can anyone else relate when you go to the store, either a craft store, thrift store, flea market, and you just find the most perfect thing to include in your journal or to make art with? It really is just such a euphoric feeling. I'm obsessed with that feeling. Now, as you can see, I'm taking some scraps, again, some book paper, and I trimmed it down because it said insects, and I didn't really want the first word that you saw when you turned the page to be insects, so I trimmed it off, and I'm just using it as some more decorative background to the collage. And then I decided I needed to include some color with that little piece of floral paper. It was a complete circle, but I thought it would complement it better if I trimmed the sides to give it a straight edge. And I wanted to cut down and trim it down even further so that it could go in the corner and not cover up the music paper completely. That way you know that there's music paper behind it, and it kind of brings all of the papers on that page together. I think it's a shame when you have a beautiful piece of paper and you just cover it up completely. So typically if it's a scrapbook paper that I love, I wouldn't do such a huge collage like that, but if it's music paper, ledger paper, I don't seem to mind. So instantly you can see how trimming that circle punch and giving it straight edges and placing it in the corner really brings out the page a lot more than if you would have added it in its complete circle form. You can also see that the red in the floral brings in the colors of the red from the floral tabs, just trying to bring all of the colors together. And now I'm working with the journaling cards that I made, well, journaling tags slash cards, and decorating it with a label sticker. Now, this is a great example of showing you something that I love to do time and time again, which is obviously use label stickers when you have them, but you can make your own in such a simple way. That little strip of that's part of a vintage receipt, I'm using it as a label. You can use a piece of paper as a label, a little piece of washi as a label. Basically, any piece of paper that you can write on can be a label. So I just wanted to show you a really cool way of using vintage ephemera or non-vintage ephemera such as a label sticker and using it as little tiny spaces for journaling. It really adds a lot of dimension to the page and gives you the ability to personalize your journaling cards and pages even more. So now I'm completing the final step, which is the actual journaling, and I'm just using my journaling card and that little tag that I turned into a journaling tag as well. And I was writing down my thoughts, which will be a surprise for the person who wins the journal. But I did, however, want to basically give the page a theme, and I wanted to write about my dreams. So I love creating journaling prompts for my pages when I don't know what to journal about, and I wanted to share one with the person or the recipient of the journal, and it was about your dreams, chasing your dreams, what truly is your dream, and how or and what are you going to do to accomplish your dream. And mine, if hopefully you can read it on screen, but my dream is to one day live in a beautiful cottage with my loved ones and be able to host art retreats and to share my creativity through that beautiful space out in the country. That is my personal dream. Now I have obviously a lot of other dreams, but that is the one that I decided to share since it was relevant. It was relevant with the picture, and it was relevant because it has to do with my lovely Amity Bloom family. So I included a really cute sticker that says Chasing Dreams from the Maggie Holmes sticker book. I believe that was one of the titles for one of her scrapbooking collections. And in that little paper collage area up at the top, I journaled right on top of it. That was a little paper scrap from a Daphne Diaries magazine and on top of the recipe paper. And as you can see, it looks as if it was part of the page, which is why I love creating my backgrounds with paper. So you can see this is the final result. I am in love with this beautiful journal spread. I'm so sad that it's not in my personal journal, but this is why I wanted to record it, to document it, and to have it so that I can always look back at it and remember the wonderful memory of creating a journaling spread for one of the journals that I'm gifting to you guys. So definitely let me know if you liked this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like these when I gift a journal away, which there will be more in the future. And I, of course, will continue to create journaling spreads in them. So until next time, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. filled with peace and love. Bye-bye, and happy journaling!